So 8 minutes, 30 seconds until the open. So the imbalance pullback here is certainly something, worth taking. But note we haven't gotten a nice pullback on the weekly itself, for example, to its developing value area low. So keep that in mind. I might actually deploy kind of a looser approach here into the open and put some on for the imbalance, but give it enough room here for the full, move down, down into the 4480s. To me, that sounds like a good play. Could be good to show you guys that loose approach as well. And look, if we see a spot where we think this is it, like I've attempted a few times this week, and would have really absolutely made my month yesterday in that last big NQ short I was in, where you see it, you've just absolutely got it, and you get those extra little ads in and whatnot, and you identify the momentum. But anyways, I think I'm going to deploy a loose approach here, probably hold some into the open. I'm probably going to get triggered into some longs here, unless it just lets me off the hook and just doesn't shift momentum at all. But I'm seeing, real potential for this imbalance up to fail and this trade still work out nicely. You have two choices, right? You can either go with the imbalance, stop out, and then look for entries resetting up. That is a perfectly valid way to operate and how I usually operate, quite frankly. Or you could say, I'm going to get in smaller, give myself a much wider stop, and look to kind of piece into this with a couple of tiers, if you will. So I'm going to take that latter approach unless I change my mind, but I think that's what I'd like to do here today. It's hard to see the momentum shift in this case on the volume-based chart, but in the overnight session, the time-based chart, it gives a lot more detail. So I think we're seeing that here. Just very, very low confidence here on this being a swing low that's going to take us up to we got to buy some. So I just got long. Don't know where the fill marker is, but it'll come when it's ready. Make sure I have those turned on. Yes. There it is. This euro. It's been so funny. It absolutely just doesn't care. That's the best way of describing uh, the euro. Puts in this huge balance, huge breakout, doesn't care. We're going back, right? Leads to the reversion, which makes sense. Boom, huge breakdown. After a failed breakout higher, you get the breakout lower. Really, you're just going to fail it again? And then surely at this point, S&P popping, surely at this point, you're just going to rotate because you've said, we're not going higher, we're not going lower. No, we're going to try the breakout again. And now that's threatening to fail. I mean, I just want to pile into a euro short here. Well, there you go. I got one trader short the euro. Okay, so S&P's moving, I know. Oh, the pit session opened. And look, guys, if I were to flatten out of this trade right here, I'm up, a couple $1,000. That could be, I'm probably not going to spend that much money this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy what money becomes to a trader. Money becomes nothing. This game's not about money. It's once you're around trading in a professional environment and you see people who have been developing their craft and pushing themselves to new frontiers of performance for years, money is like just an imaginary thing. It's not what trading is about. It's really, really not. So we're in. We got a little scale. Sellers are taking over. I wouldn't be surprised again to see the imbalance fail. That's not going to stop us out of this position, even though I feel like I could just bail on all this and then get in from lower, but I'm not going to try to be too cute. We definitely have a speed of the tape picking up here, more so than we did on the open. Let's put our ad back on, or what scaled out, we'll put back on. Don't really care. We're just going to be very loose here. We're in, small. Really reducing the importance of DVA here, right? Essentially, it's just being rhythm based and narrative based. Buyers had a bit of a problem here as they tried to, this beautiful clean rhythm, they tried to have their turn there. They didn't show up. They show up now. I don't really spend much money on the weekends these days. The 8-month-old, just a homebody. Scale some there. Buyers were overall weaker on this uplay, right? Just a little bit, nothing crazy, but just not quite the strength that we've seen on prior up and down rotations. So what's up with the buyer, the sellers here? They've got their chance, right? They should be able to press this. So now they're kind of pressing. that squeeze, I mean, that squeeze was all that was on my mind there, right? It was sellers had their chance. They really did. Flatline delta, just not pressing. And then they tried to press at the end, trapped them, and now they got squeezed. That's all that happened right there. I didn't want to add again there. I probably should kind of, but I didn't want to add there. I didn't, you know, I thought about taking advantage of that squeeze, but I'm not being that short term here. I just want to stick with the main campaign here. I liked the first ad, or the first ad back, we should call it, really. Next stop, composite value high. We'll watch delta neutral. Those two things will probably happen simultaneously. Just like that. Push, 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 push. Boom. Delta neutral, composite value high simultaneously. We take profits. Different kind of conditions. We've seen, you know, huge news-driven sell-offs. We've seen choppy, grindy moves. We've asked every thread I didn't get to. So if we're gonna go with our little imbalance pullback here, maybe this we like the RTH one.
Priority number one,
looking for
right?
ETH,
And this profile is somewhat